All right, I think we can go ahead and get started. Hey guys! Howdy do everyone! How are you guys doing this morning? Like always, if the sound is not okay or, just regular maintenance stuff, just let me know during the chat and I will try to improve it. In case I'm muted or anything. I keep checking, I'm paranoid I'm gonna be muted. But everything looks like it's okay. Just let me know if the volume is okay and stuff. Alright, so this is my first morning stream. I bet for some of you it may not be morning. Maybe for some of you it's noon. I am having it kind of late morning-ish for me. But yeah. I'm having my coffee and I wanted to play more of a relaxed game while I was doing this. I actually thought about doing a horror stream, but I just wasn't really in the mood to do it. Yeah, but on that note, for anyone wondering, Mad Father will be coming soon. The thumbnail is ready for that and I have it downloaded, and that will be soon. I am going to be finishing Pokemon, don't worry guys. That is still on Thursday. I haven't changed that so far. Though that game takes a bit to work correctly. So a lot of that is just going to depend on whether or not I can get that running. I do have a few announcements to make before we officially start the game. Nothing big, I will make it fast. Promise, promise. But I do have family coming over. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, I did say it there, but I have family that's coming over today, and so I can't really do a long stream, and that's why we're kind of at a weird hour today. So I know a lot of you probably aren't going to be able to make it to the stream, and that's fine. No guilt or anything. I always understand if you can't make it to my streams. But yeah, I can't do. I might still end up doing a 3-hour stream. Every time I say that I'm not going to do a long stream, I somehow end up doing a long stream. But because I have family coming over at an unknown time later today, I will not be doing a long stream, and we're at a we're at an odd hour. Okay, now that word vomit is out of the way. Yeah, I did want to do more of a relaxed stream, like I said. I thought about doing Mad Father today. Like I said, I got the thumbnail already, but in the end, I just really didn't feel like playing a horror game today. But I do want to play a lot more horror games on this channel, so those will be coming out. Mad Father soon. I'll probably do it once we actually finish our life, or maybe in the middle there. It's just going to depend. Sometimes I'm not in the mood for these relaxing kind of games. But this morning, I just wanted to wind down. And so I'm gonna be reading a whole lot, you know? Alright, the bigger announcement that I wanted to actually say is that I am going to be changing my stream format fairly soon. I don't know if it will be the next video or if it will happen next week, but I am planning on changing a whole bunch of things with my stream format. I wanted to do this earlier, but I decided that I was just going to jumpstart in streaming and try to understand it a little more. But I do want to completely overhaul some of how I do these streams. So, expect that in the future. I also wanted to say that I would really like more input on some of the stuff that you guys want from these streams. I'm not saying that you guys have to say anything, but, I do these gameplay streams, and I'm happy doing the gameplay streams. I like them. But I would like to branch out into other things soon. I would like to do more song covers, I'd like to do more standalone videos, and I'd like to change a lot of these streams and what I do in them. With that being said, I do want to hear from you guys, so pretty soon I'm going to be doing a different kind of stream, one that I'm not used to doing at all, that's going to be more of a roadmap stream. Does that mean I have to bully you? Oh no, you can still bully me, I welcome it. So, pretty soon I'm going to be doing a roadmap stream. And it's going to be a pretty short one. I don't know what day I'm going to have it on, but it will be either this week or next week. And I'm just going to basically announce some of the things that I want to do. Like I said, I love these gameplay streams, but I really started this channel wanting to do other kinds of content. And while I still plan on doing the gameplay streams, I do want to start branching out into the other kind of content I wanted to do. So the roadmap stream is just to kind of inform you guys some of the major stuff that I'm going to change and start implementing on this channel. That being said, every game that I play, I plan on finishing, unless we absolutely can't. So, we're gonna continue with our life today. This is part 3. We are teenagers now. We've finished the childhood section, and now we get to be preteens. I actually don't know how old we are. I think maybe like 13 or 14, I don't know. Anyway, chat voted last time that we were gonna be a Tsundere character. So, yeah, so we are at Crush now with Cove, so things are gonna start getting disgustingly cute, from my understanding. Awesome, let's be cringe on the internet. Yeah! I mean, you know, I'm a PNG tuber, which I think is just under VTuber in the cringe scale, so, I mean, not under. I think it's more cringe to be a PNG tuber than a VTuber, honestly. VTubers at least can be impressive. So, you know, we gotta be cringe. Alright, so let's continue, guys. I said I was gonna make the announcement short, so let's go. Alright, I forgot what we did. I forgot our character was going through a phase. Oh, I wasn't expecting to walk in on this morning. It's been like 2 weeks since we've done this. I forgot what we've done to our character. Alright. So we still voted on being nervous, and now we are at Crush. Dear Lord. Why did we pick a fight with a beehive? That's a good question. Oh man, I think it was a fantastic idea to let chat decide the character customization. Oh gosh, what was our name again? Rain Sky, I think. Oh man. Alright, let's go. We're at Crush, and we're still nervous because we're Tsundere, so we gotta be. Oh, I forgot. We can start customizing the love interest now. Do we want to do that? Sometimes it's fun to just see the random thing that they do, but we can customize the appearance and personality. Your favorite characterization? Tsundere. It's true. I love Tsundere. Tsundere girls are my favorite. Alright. I think I'm gonna go random. Cause like you can't change much about Cove, and I don't really know what they're gonna go for. We can do more damage to our crush than randomization ever could. It's true! Alright, let's go in. August ended, September began. It was time to go back to school. Lizzie groaned and complained the entire first week. She hated going to classes. Still, there were interesting things to do that couldn't be done anywhere else. You weren't sure how Cove felt about it. He was enrolled that year. That was like a sign Cove would be staying in Sunset Bird for a while. At school, he was alright, but kept his distance from the other kids. From what you saw, anyway. Originally, he treated you like everyone else, passing by as if you didn't know each other. But as the years went on, the two of you acknowledged each other more and more. Something had started to grow between you. That year, the divorce of Cove's parents was finalized. You overheard your parents talking about it, saying Cove's dad got full custody. At first, you worried that meant bad news. It had made Mr. Holden cry, apparently. Then you found out it meant Cove would be living with his dad. He would only stay with his mom a few weeks of the year. Cove cried too, for different reasons, you thought. It seemed like Cove and his dad might move again, but Mr. Holden decided to stay after all. Mom asked him about it once. He said he didn't want to uproot Cove's life a second time. Mr. Holden tried to get Cove to like Sunset Bird more. He kept encouraging his son to go out and see the place. Sometimes Mr. Holden volunteered you to spend time with Cove. You weren't sure how well it worked in changing Cove's thoughts on the town, yet it might have been part of the reason you and Cove ended up growing closer. Cove never talked to anyone about what happened with his parents and withdrew whenever it was brought up. It was hard for him, yet nobody knew how to help. Eventually, Cove stopped crying on his own. You couldn't understand what had changed. But you hoped that you could help him feel better still, since even without the tears, he looked sad. Maybe one day he could say out loud what he felt inside. After that, it felt like things had gone back to normal, except what was normal didn't stay the same. Years passed and suddenly you were in middle school. You weren't a kid anymore. You were 13 years old. That officially made you a teen, even if your sister didn't agree. The toys and crayons that used to litter every free space in your room had been packed away somewhere, replaced by new hobbies. There were other changes too. Cove's cast got taken off. It was weird to see him without it initially. Underneath the pink plaster ended up being a long, thin scar that snaked around his forearm. Cove's chest puffed out in pride when someone drew attention to it. He also went through a major growth spurt. He was the tallest student in the class for 2 years in a row. Cove will probably hold that spot again next time. In class, people knew him for more than just being tall. He also stood out because of how well he did in gym and other athletic situations. Over the years, he began opening up more too. You saw him talking amicably with other kids or neighbors from time to time. And the only kid that came to visit the neighborhood when you were little, Shiloh, well, he was gone. He and his mom moved back south because of her work, just 1 year after Cove came to Sunset Bird. It had been really upsetting when he left. Lizzie was inconsolable for weeks, but nobody talked about Shiloh anymore. It was a long time ago. You learned some heartbreaking things became less sad the further away they were, even if they had never gotten any better. That was sad in its own way. Things at home were different too. You still lived in the same house and all that, but it wasn't how it was before. Ma dyed her hair purple, wanting something new, and liked it, so she kept dyeing it. You remembered calling her Mommy as a kid, but something like that seemed awkward nowadays. You were much too old for that word. Lizzie felt too mature for her nickname too. She insisted on everyone calling her Elizabeth, so you did. Your mom soon gave her permission to go to places other than the playground and shopping street, which she took advantage of. You rarely saw her around on the old neighborhood. In fact, she hardly spent time with you the way she did before. Elizabeth instead associated more and more with girls from school who were her own age. Maybe the difference between 13 and 15 was greater than the difference between 8 and 10. You started befriending new people yourself, like Derek, Saraz? I can't say last names. I'm sorry, guys. He didn't live in the neighborhood or go to the same school. What happened was his and Cove's dad struck up a business partnership a few months ago. Since then, Derek would pop in the area now and then. It seemed... I'm gonna have to try and butcher it again. Since then, Derek would pop in the new area now and then. It seemed Mr. Saraz was happy to let Derek tag along to his work if Derek had the time for it. Without a doubt, everyone and everything around you had changed in small and big ways. You had to. As time went by, though, it was easy to settle into this new normal. Then, before you knew it, school was over and summer vacation had come again. All right, that was the intro done. Sorry if I'm not reading chat so much during that part. Chat is kind of, I have this done in a weird way, where like chat is over to my left and I have to like constantly keep looking at a different screen if I want to see it. And then I have my own avatar settings on another screen, and then I have the game fully to my right on another, so it's hard to keep looking back and forth between chat and the and the game. I'm gonna move my sprite real fast. I think for visual novels I'm gonna have to move my sprite over here. Just because it's a little easier for you guys to see things. Alright, gonna look at chat. Yeah, Cove's family life, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna come into this, chill game. Ah, the anglerfish, she moves. Yes, I do. I can move around as much as I want. See? I can be over here, or over here, or over here, or over here, or I can be like, hold on, I'm gonna make this work. I can be gigantic. Or like itty bitty little tiny. So, you know, I can just be whatever. Alright, I'm gonna stop messing around there. Alright. So, yeah, sorry if I don't respond to chat that much. I will be, like, trying to look over every now and then. But this is just gonna be a lot of reading. Oh my god, she doesn't have any legs. She can't reach me up the ladder. Hey now! You just wait. I'll get legs one day. I'm gonna try to like move my avatar in a way so that you just can't see the fact that I don't have legs. Alright. It was the first day of summer vacation. The sun was as hot as ever, but you were inside and away from its harsh rays. To be more specific, you were... Ah, I forgot how much we could customize things. Alright, I'm just gonna go with my natural answers here. When it's more fun, I'll let chat decide some stuff. But like this, on a summer day, I am snuggled up in my bed. Probably, if I have a cell phone, I'm probably on my cell phone. Just scrolling Reddit or Tumblr or whatever, or Twitter. It was hot, but you still had the blanket up over your head to block out the sun. You didn't want it intruding on your lazy morning. You're a tween now, or a growing kid. You need as much sleep as possible. It's true! It's true! So I just sleep all day, you know? Unfortunately, you hadn't prepared for an intrusion. From beneath the blanket, you heard the door creak open. You're still sleeping? Wow, get up. Oh, how do we feel about Lizzie? When we were kids, Lizzie was dumb. That's what we decided. But now we're teenagers. I guess, like, the natural progression is that Lizzie is annoying. I mean, I think she thinks we're annoying. So, I guess it could just, like, go that way. I could try to be nice to her, but we're Tsundere. We could just be, like, Tsundere to everyone, I guess. Just especially to Cove. Alright. So, in that answer, go away. By the impatient tapping of her foot, you could tell she hadn't left. Come on, Lizzie! Get up now. I will come over there. So much for a lazy morning. Your special boy is at the door, like he always is now. He brought some happy summer gift from Mr. Holden. Mom wants you to take it from him. Say thanks or whatever. You did not like the way she called him your special boy, but you knew by now that saying so wouldn't stop her. This is our sister. So Lizzie is our sister. We do have two moms that will be introduced as the story goes. And then Cove is our crush, And Mr. Holden is his dad. And Shiloh was our childhood friend, but he moved away, so now he's not here anymore. Just a recap on everything. Yeah, we were, hold on, my avatar is still bouncing up every now and then so that you can see I don't have legs. I had this situated all nice before, and now I have to redo everything. Okay. Hey, did you guys know that I can actually, like, change expressions, too? Like, I can be, like, you know, all sad and, shifty or, like, but, like, I end up always forgetting I can do it and I never use it. I have, like, a ton of expressions that my friend Space worked on, and I just never use them half the time. I need to get better at that. Alright. I do have standalone videos, and I do utilize all of them in my standalone videos. You know, the not streaming kind, but yeah, when I'm live, I just forget to use all of them. I read a book about a dog named Shiloh as a kid. I also watched an old movie about aspiring Texas boys trying to join the Confederate Army, only to have their spirits crushed and lose their lives. Uh-huh. Right. Alright. Okay. Well, Shiloh's not here with us anymore. So, what was I saying? What was any of this? I don't know. I'm gonna keep reading, guys. So Lizzie, annoying. We've decided. Moving on. So calm down already. Hold on. What's like the most annoying answer I can give? I'll be there when I'm there. Elizabeth rolled her eyes and left, having done what was instructed of her. You rolled out of bed, stretching your arms up high and yawning. Time to get ready. You sat yourself in front of the mirror in the far corner of your room. Okay, let's see. Okay, as a teen, I hit my growth spurt too. So, I would say that the reflection went over the whole length of the mirror. I'm pretty tall. I was pretty tall when I hit teens, and then I stopped. Cove tended to be the only person around who was even taller, at least among teens your own age. A whopping 4'9". Hey, I'm not Bear. I'm pretty tall. Okay, as a teen, I hated everything about my appearance, including my height. So, ouch, Bear. Yeah, well, Bear's not here, so I can make fun of her as much as I want. Alright. I'll say I wasn't sure how to feel about it, because I think my height was okay, but, like, everything else I hated. Things kept changing. With the height you actually had, and what the impression of the height was based on your age, it was confusing. Then you put the finishing touches on your outfit while ruminating on the situation. Careless as they had been, Elizabeth's words piqued your curiosity. You planned on going over to see what Cove was up to today, so this worked in your favor. It was when you spotted your reflection that you realized you were smiling wide. You were looking forward to seeing him. You left your room, resting a hand on the railing as you went down the stairs. All right, step 2, second chance. You spotted Mom first, reclining on the couch. She had a magazine in her hands, which she was perusing through. Morning, Mom. She looked up at your greeting, a smile instantly appearing on her face. Ah, yes, Angie can't read part what now?
Thanks.
Good morning, Rain. Thank you for coming down. Ma's at the door with Cove. He can't stay over today, unfortunately. Why don't you go and thank him before he leaves? You nodded and made your way to the front of the house. Just as she said, Ma was there making conversation. She must have heard you because she looked over her shoulder.
Oh.
Look who finally made it. Morning, sleepyhead. Ma reached forward and you knew she was about to pat your head. She was taller than average for an adult woman, so you were still little in her eyes, despite being big for your own age. Okay. She has a devil smile. Okay, let's see. So as a kid, we loved our mothers. We definitely were a mother's girl. But, let's see, we're a moody teen now. Grown. Okay, I see how it's gonna go. Yeah. I think we're just, that age where we're resistant to every kind of affection, you know? You pushed her hand back and groaned. You did not need her to pat you on the head like you were a baby or a dog. You're the last one down today. You know that? Life isn't a race, okay, Ma? Hold on. I was gonna stay in longer, so you're welcome. Pull a 3-hit combo to come out of it. I'm just gonna be like this to everyone. I was gonna stay longer, so you're welcome. Yes, thank you for gracing us with your presence this fine day. With a small laugh, Ma stepped aside. Cove was just as you remembered, exactly how you came to know him to be. He leaned... Oh, what a dork. Look at that pose and that blush. He leaned uncomfortably to the side of your doorway, as his bushy hair covered part of his face. His features were pinched in embarrassment, and he shifted from one foot to another. He was holding what must be the much-talked-about gift. At first glance, you figured it must be a bouquet of flowers. Then you gave it a real look. No, instead it was carefully cut fruit. It made a lot of sense that it was actually from Cove's dad. You had to suppress a laugh at this showing. You couldn't imagine many folks buying that sort of thing for their personal enjoyment. Oh, whoops, I just, skipped over something. I'm playing with my tablet pin again. Cove looks so cute. He looks like a deer like Bambi, right? He's adorable. It made a lot of sense that it was actually from Cove's, nope, I read that. That kind of arrangement was built for the presentation, likely to impress whoever was inevitably going to receive it. It seemed no matter how long he lived there, Mr. Holden would keep going out of his way to be neighborly, and Cove would always be roped into participating. Cove continued looking at the ground and smiled slightly. Hey, Rain. I need to do a deeper voice for Cove, don't I? He's not a kid anymore. I'm still giving him the kid voice. His grip on the base of the gift tightened and your heartbeat sped up. It was weird how things had changed so much in the past few years. When you first met Cove, you weren't wow, Angie can't speak part 4. Actually, I think it's more like part 6 at this point. When you first met Cove, you weren't all that interested in him. You could tell the feeling was mutual. Now, though, you couldn't seem to stop thinking about him. You hadn't yet adjusted to all these new emotions. Hi, it's nice to see you. Oh, that's not a very Tsundere response. We're supposed to be Tsundere this time around. I guess we can't always be. We are supposed to be friends at this point. Yeah, I mean, it's nice seeing you too. Not that it's nice for you to see me. He's so awkward. He's so awkward, it's so cute. Someday you'll learn how to read. I'm trying. I don't know if it's ever gonna stop being this way. Twitter faded. Hey! I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best, guys. It's still morning for me, okay? His gaze still didn't meet yours, but he chuckled just a bit. It was already shaping up to be another long summer. The best part was that the two of you had plenty of time to spend together and explore what was developing. His awkwardness over the task started to creep back in, so Cove nudged the gift closer to you. He was ready to be relieved of it. His hands brushed over... Wow. Okay, wow. Read what's on the page, Angie. Your hands brushed over his just slightly when you took hold of the base. He flinched enough for you to know with certainty that he noticed it happen. You worried you might have reacted in a similar way without realizing. You're both so awkward. It's so cute. This is so disgusting. It's so cute. And with that, the gift was accepted. I hope you and your family like this. It's a pretty good gift. I think so, anyway. He smiled earnestly. Dad spent a lot of time picking out the best size and design. There were so many options to choose from. We can just go right to the "you are too cute" sometimes. What is this, Mr. Darcy courting? Cove is disgustingly sentimental, and I mean that in the best of ways. It is very, very cute. Thanks. We're supposed to be Tsundere, so just give, like, you know, just play it cool. You know, try not to panic. To you and Mr. Holden. I'll tell him you said that. Mr. Holden's behavior really was different from any of the neighbor you've ever had. Read the lines, Angie. Yes, let's make Cove blush. Tell him he's cute. You're a little behind there. I already made the choice. But we're Tsundere, so we're supposed to deny our feelings. Derek can lead back into soon. You are correct there. You are correct there, I suppose. Mr. Holden's behavior really was different from any neighbor you'd ever had. Though after 5 years, you were used to his antics, and you'd since made up your mind on what your opinion was. I mean, I think chat all agreed in the last time that Mr. Holden was stupidly handsome. So he was great. And kind of handsome to boot. Sorry, Cove. Your dad's kind of hot. Though there were some things people didn't like about Mr. Holden, you didn't mind them and liked him quite a bit. And even if he was Cove's dad, you couldn't pretend like he wasn't a nice-looking guy. That was good too. But it was something you kept to yourself. Probably for the best, Rain. That is probably something you don't want to just outright tell Cove. Your thoughts were quickly interrupted by a shout. There you are! I don't know who's speaking. You shared a confused look with Cove as both of you stepped through the open door into the neighborhood street. It didn't take long to locate the source of the noise. You spotted Derek just a few yards down the road. He ran up to you. Are we Tsundere to Derek too? I hope this is not a spoiler, but there is an 18+ DLC for Our Life. Yes! I do know of that. That is if you support the Patreon, I believe. Yeah, I remember hearing that a while ago. You're happy at the sight of him. I mean, I think we're gonna be happy to see him. He's our friend. We should definitely stream that. Maybe if I open a Kick account. Alright, cause some jealousy. I see a lot of you are choosing chaos this morning. Let's be happy to see Derek. He's our friend. And I don't know, we could be Tsundere to him too, I guess. Derek was certainly a welcome guest in the neighborhood. It was a pleasant surprise whenever he showed up. After stopping a couple of steps away, Derek hunched over to catch his breath. Then he looked up with a wide grin. Derek's adorable.
Hey.
Hey, guy and gal. I was just at your house, Cove, but no one was there. Should have figured it'd be at Rain's place. Do you ever spend time in your own home, or are you always just there? He's just always over at our house. So what you do is shower Derek in affection and attention. Derek's a little short. Yeah, he's very short. You guys really are choosing violence today. So fun fact, there is a DLC where you can date Derek as well. I don't have that. There's a third love interest, I believe, that also comes in when we're adults, or I should say like late teens. And so like that is an option. Well, not for us, but it would be an option if I had the DLC, which I don't. So Cove is our only option, guys. Cove is it. Don't give the other boy much besides the sheer minimum. Oh my god. You guys really are choosing violence today. All right. I love it. Derek laughed at his own joke. He either didn't notice that it embarrassed Cove, or the embarrassment was what he was actually laughing at. Derek turned to you. He was going to say more when his eyes widened when he gasped. What's that? You followed his gaze unsure, then you realized what he meant. You were still holding Mr. Holden's gift. It's kind of like a bouquet of flowers, but made of fruit. You just show Derek enough attention to cause Cove to go nuts. Play on the jealousy. I don't know, honestly, if you can make him, like, super jealous. I think that's an option, because Our Life has a second game that's still in the development phase, and I think you can actually do it. Do jealousy paths there. Real fast, chat. Tell me if this stream is still up for you guys. I just got a notification from OBS, so I just want to make sure that we're still up and running. Can we make Cove a yandere? Nope, I don't believe that's an option. That'd be interesting, but no, I don't think it's an option. Still up? Okay, cool. I don't want a repeat of the last stream where we just froze. Alright, just let me know throughout the stream if anything changes. Alright. Nice! Can I have some? It's a gift for my family. I can't give it to you. Are we like that though? Or how responsible are we? Not with that attitude. How responsible are we? No way. Don't give it to him. But we're supposed to be showering him with affection, aren't we? I mean, if chat voted that we should shower him with affection, and then no sharing. Okay, wow, I see how you are. Well, then, this seems too nice. Like, it's a gift for my family, and that means we're being nice to our family. We're a tween, we don't know how to spell the word. Let's see. Oh, I didn't mean to press it! I didn't mean to press it! I was just hovering. The word responsibility, I mean. Oh, that's true. Cove will be Bambi, and Derek will be Thumper, and Shiloh will be Flower. That's cute. Derek pouted at your words, not hiding his disappointment. Aww. Then he nodded his head, as if to clear it. Anyways, that's right. I came here because I needed to say something big. He paused, possibly for effect. There's some other kid here in Sunset Bird. Cove was as surprised as you were by the news. Such a reaction made sense. No one around your age had moved here since Cove did 5 years ago. Part of this, I have to like keep jumping back between voices and clearing my throat. Sorry, guys. Just say it's your family, then eat it in your room alone. Derek's a baby. We're like tweens, guys. Oh. Were they with their family? Maybe they were cutting through. Nuh-uh. The new kid was all by himself, just walking. Did you talk to him? Nope. I came here to report the sighting right away. The kid had green hair, glasses, was pretty small, and seemed really upset about something. I hope he didn't leave. You blinked. Slowly, you looked over to your longtime neighbor. That sounds a lot like you, Cove. When you first got here, anyway. It kinda does, doesn't it? That's weird. You sounded almost fond, a small smile playing on his lips. He sounded, not you. Derek snickered good-naturedly. I can see that really well, now that you say so. But what do you say? Let's go find Cove's lookalike. We should all meet him. Sure. I'll do it. Sure. I want to see who this person is. Derek grinned, then he pointed down the street, the way he came. Last I saw him, the mystery visitor was going this direction. Nothing else needed to be said. The three of you were off, with Derek leading the way. Derek brought you to the beach, and as a trio, you made your way down the shore to the old playground. You walked the familiar path in a comfortable silence. When you were almost there, you spotted the kid in question. His bright colors almost shone like a beacon beneath the rays of the sun. He scuffled around, kicking up the sand as he paced. It was true, he certainly seemed upset, but you didn't think he was sad, like you had originally pictured. Nosy kids. Hey now. No, with his erratic movements and scrunched up expression, he came off angry. You became uncomfortable at the idea of talking to the stranger now. You didn't want to bother him if he was in such a bad mood. Derek didn't feel the same. He waved wildly, calling out to the boy. Derek can't read the room. Hey guy, over here! Oh no. Bull guts! The kid whipped around, an impressive scowl carving deeper onto his face. His eyes were tired, but a strong, hostile energy still radiated from him.
What? What is it? What do you want?
I hope you like my voice. How do we get that haircut? We might be able to. I don't think we can change our appearance, though, once we start. Full haircut, I'd be upset too. The sharp tone made Derek flinch. He shifted on his feet. What's your name?
Jeremy. Was that it?
No, I'm Derek. That's Rain and Cove. We were just walking around and saw you. We wanted to say hi. There aren't a lot of kids our age in the neighborhood. Yeah, so it's cool to see someone else here. Strangely, Jeremy grew furious by your response. If steam could erupt from a person's ears, it would have happened then. Wow, I can tell we're gonna have a pleasant time with this kid.
They did bring me somewhere stupid. Of course, I knew it.
What?
My parents. They're the ones who brought me. I didn't walk to this town. Can you not figure that out on your own?
Oh man, we're gonna have such a pleasant time with you here, Jeremy. I can just tell already. Oh man, did anyone know someone like this in their childhood? Rude. Yep.
Right.
Right. My dad brings me to Sunset Bird too, when he has to come for work and all that stuff. It's not bad.
That earned him a glare from Jeremy. Derek winced beneath it, glancing away. It was a struggle to remain friendly with this Jeremy guy.
I mean, I wouldn't want to come here for real vacation, probably, either.
Is that the third love interest? Nope. But Jeremy, fun story. Jeremy is actually a love interest in another dating sim. Oh, look, the male Tsundere, your other favorite character type. But yeah, Jeremy looks a lot different, but he is in another dating sim that the same creator made. It was one of her first dating sims, I think. So is Shiloh, I think. Shiloh's in that too.
That's an underestimate. This doesn't count as a vacation. It's a waste of time, a chore.
Cove is a whole ass chaperone in this shot. I mean...
My parents' family is nearby, and we just had to come to see them. Ah! If they're your parents' family, doesn't that make them your family too? I guess.
They voiced the I guess. That is not a tween, that is a college student. Just wait till we get to adulthood.
That's a pretty good reason to come by. Did you want to go somewhere else? No! I don't want to go anywhere. I don't like happiness. Ah!
Jeremy crossed his arms with a huff. He turned away.
They should have gone by themselves since they cared so much and left me home, but I'm not allowed to be by myself.
We'll hit 20 and be visiting Cove in his retirement home. Sorry, Cove. You're just aging too fast.
It makes no sense. They're the ones who don't know how to do anything, and I'm the kid?
Oh, man. The last response. I'd leave Jeremy by himself if I were his parents. Oh, man. That coming from the person named Momster, too. Oh, anyway, who peed in your cereal this morning? Jeremy's lips curled up on his face, face contorted from anger to horror.
That's disgusting.
He's calling us disgusting.
Why would you think of something like that? It's disgusting.
Sheesh.
It's just an expression.
He took a deep breath. You thought for one hopeful second that maybe he was calming himself down. He was not.
So what? You're putting it in people's heads. I don't want to have to think about it, and someone brainless might decide it's a good idea and actually do it. God. There are some real stupids out in this world, you know. You're all living proof of that. Jeez, man. Hey. We're not stupid.
Yeah, you get him, Cove. You finally entered the conversation with that comeback. I'm smarter than you are.
How are you gonna prove that when you're just saying one moronic thing after another?
You turn to Cove, lowering your voice. The two of you aren't similar after all. You gotta pass, Cove. You were, indifferent towards me, but you know, you weren't like this. I'll give it to you. You weren't like this. Jeremy must have had good hearing, though, because he caught the private exchange and scoffed.
stupid.
Of course we're not similar. My eyebrows aren't stupid.
Hey, you take that back. That is my boy you're talking about. Cove's cheeks flushed crimson at that insult. You couldn't be sure if it was out of embarrassment or anger, maybe both. Cove needs to use those muscles to punch him. Hey now, Cove is like the least violent person here, I think. You know, I don't think he would. But we might be able to.
Come on.
Okay, hold on. We can just like outright just go like, yeah, they are kind of stupid. How can you say that when you have a bowl cut?
Yep, it's embarrassing and awful, but my parents made me. I won't have to have it when I'm older.
At least he admits it. I suppose he admits it.
I don't know what he's going to do with those things, except maybe shave them off. He probably should. I bet he'd look less dumb with no eyebrows.
Wow, this kid. You lunged towards Jeremy! I wouldn't have done it when I was a kid, but you know what? I'm doing it. With your fist balled, you made a quick step forward. I'm not a coward. He was the one who started things. You were really going to end. Go for the eyes. He'd made it clear that words wouldn't work, leaving you to resort to action. You weren't sure what would happen, but you couldn't let this stand. They're just watching. Derek and Cove jumped in to stop you before you could reach him. Let me do it! Let me do it! They each grabbed you by the arm. Still, Jeremy instinctively stumbled backwards. He practically fell over. The fact that they let us do it and the fact that the two guys knew I was gonna do it to stop me. These boys need to learn how to fight. Well, with how we designed our character, it's no wonder that she's going for the eyes, man. Oh.
If that's all you can do about what I'm saying, it's just proving I'm right. You're brainless.
Oh, you're gonna be brainless. After I remove it. You were annoyed the other two were against you on this and got in the way, though the reaction you had been able to get was still worth it.
Wow, what is wrong with you?
Instead of taking offense, Jeremy only patronized Derek's words in a nasally voice.
Wow, what is wrong with you?
Oh my god, they voiced it.
Wow. This is dumb.
Yeah, this is dumb. You know, you're dumb. Jeremy stuck out his tongue and skulked away, throwing more sand everywhere as he went. You watched him go, hunched over, until he became a speck in your vision. Silence reigned in his wake. The three of you tried to process what just happened.
I can't believe it. What a mean kid.
Oh, whoops, hold on. Derek wasn't kidding, and by the sound of those earlier complaints, the new boy Jeremy was going to be in the area for at least a little while this summer. Derek sighed in dismay, plopping onto the ground. You followed, and Cove did too shortly after. There wasn't much else to do.
This sucks. I was hoping we could meet someone fun, hang out maybe. But you know what would really improve the day?
What? He didn't respond. Instead, he used his hand to point right at the fruit arrangement that you were still holding. We still have that? We didn't, put that down? On the beach with two boys. Yep. I mean, from what I see, this town is nothing but beach. You'd completely forgotten about it during the mini drama that unfolded. You had gotten used to the wait. I tried to fight this boy with that in my hands. I was holding it this whole time, and it went for the eyes. Glancing over to Cove, you noticed he was eyeing the fruit. He must want some too. Why not? Let's eat. We're not responsible. After a good fight, which wasn't good because you guys held me back, you know, I'd like to eat. The economy of this town is in shambles. Your only career perspectives living here is beach. Barbie movie joke inserted here. Derek perked up immediately at your words. He reached out for a skewer, hesitating slightly once he was inches away.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? You nodded with an eager grin. He plucked out a prime row of fruits. Cove grabbed one for himself after him. Only you were without a skewer of your own. Strawberry. I love strawberries. The strawberry was bright red and beckoned you. It was the obvious first choice. Derek ate a pineapple skewer enthusiastically, finishing it within moments. This is amazing. It tastes pretty nice, and this fruit kebab thing is fun. Hey, you two remember The Land Before Time? The fruit thing makes me think of that fruit thing makes me think of it. The dinosaurs all liked the leaves that were shaped like stars. Yeah! I used to watch that movie all the time when I was a kid. Well, that's nostalgic. Tree stars. Yeah, tree stars. It was a pretty traumatizing movie, but you know, I loved it. And then you have like all of its sequels that aren't traumatizing at all. Yeah, chomping leaves looked so delicious when they did it. And there was that scene that was with the pretty trees, and all the dinosaurs came in and picked everything off until there was nothing. That's us right now. Awesome. Should I worry about you? Eating leaves look good. Should I worry about you? Wait, are we Tsundere to Derek? I can't remember what the full consensus was on that. Are we showing like over affection to Derek, or are we just being Tsundere to everyone? I'm not gonna wait for Chad to decide. I'm just gonna be Tsundere to everyone because I'm a preteen and just apparently mean to everyone. We can be dede sometimes though. He snickered. No, I'm not gonna do it for real, but I did pretend I was a long neck when I ate broccoli one time. That's cute. Make Cove jealous by being overly affectionate towards Derek. I don't think Cove can get jealous towards Derek, but it's still funny to think about. The three of you continued like this for the next few minutes. Eventually, the display was barren. It looked weird when devoid of fruit. I'm not responsible, we decided. I'm not responsible, so eating it all, it did make me feel better. I did feel better and not guilty at all. Derek was right. It was so good that you were already brightening up from the earlier drama. Hey, Rain. Yeah? The two of you met eyes casually. Were you seriously gonna hit that guy? We're going back to this. Well, he had it coming. That's right, Rain. Cove, have you seen our face with all the scars and the phase we're going through? I definitely would have hit that guy. Rain, that's so bad. Oh, come on. I thought it was cool. That's right, Cove. The crush approves of what we're doing. You know, as long as Cove approves of what we're doing, I think we're justified.
What? You're both crazy people.
You knew when Derek said things like that, it wasn't serious. He liked you in Cove.
Yeah.
Derek then leaned back on his arms. He contemplated the sky with a content sigh.
So, are you both ready for summer break?
Yes. Absolutely. That was what I looked forward to the most every single year when I was a kid. We know what Cove's like, right? Yeah. There's no, big answer I can choose there, I guess.
Cool on you. I wish I could say the same. It feels like there's a lot to plan for. And what about you, Cove? Are you ready?
I think that depends. Before you could say anything else, the light atmosphere was shattered.
Hey, Rain!
It's our annoying sister again. That's what we decided on. You know, Lizzie is dumb when we were a kid, and she's annoying as a teen, and, I don't know, we can, like her as an adult, I guess. We can grow, I suppose. We'll decide as we get there. You glanced over your shoulder to see your sister. She strode closer and closer, appearing none too pleased.
I've been looking all over for you! Ma said you and Cove ran off with the thing Mr. Holden brought for us.
She leered over your arms. Oh, wow. Okay, speak slowly, Angie. She leered over you with arms folded.
So, where is it?
Gone. Oh, she actually said that.
It's gone? What do you mean by gone?
You moved over to the side to face her completely. She zeroed in on the bouquet in your hands, which was now populated exclusively with skewers, dripping in juice and tiny flecks of leftover fruit pieces. Her mouth dropped open, and that tone of her voice rose.
What? Seriously, Rain? What were you thinking? It was supposed to be for all of us at home.
She glanced at Cove, who sat beside you, and continued mockingly. Even if you were with the most important person in the household, to the delivery boy, this was up to Dad. This was up to his dad. It seemed everybody was in a mood to tease you and Cove today. Get over it. It wasn't us. A seagull came down and ate it while we weren't looking. Big sisters get mad all the time. Yeah, true. Leg sweeper! Tackle her to the ground! Seagull came down. Seagull came down and ate it all. Elizabeth narrowed her eyes, not at all deceived by your response. Oh no, I think I hear the mean kid coming back. We better get out of here! Elizabeth blinked confused and looked around.
What kid? I don't see anyone.
Derek didn't bother explaining. He just launched to his feet and ran off. Cove hopped up too, gladly taking the opportunity to exit the situation. He followed after Derek, but he sent a look to you from over his shoulders. You turned to watch Elizabeth. She stared back, brow raised. Bye! Without a word, you two got to your feet and bolted down the beach. Unimpressed, Elizabeth rolled her eyes. You're so immature. She shook her head and she walked towards the house, not bothering whatsoever to follow. Meanwhile, the three of you made it back to the shoreline. Derek pumped his fist, grinning in triumph.
We escaped and shall live to see another day.
Victory! You threw up your arms in celebration. You chuckled together, walking further down the beach side by side. You definitely wanted to stay outside a little while longer. You had gotten a bit of scolding from your moms for not saving any of Mr. Holden's gift for Elizabeth, but you didn't get any real punishment for it. Instead, while you were out with the boys, Elizabeth returned home to share the news. The three of them went to get dessert on their own. Aww! It was declared even by your parents when everyone got back and the event was settled. That was a while ago now. Later that night, you found yourself seated near the kitchen counter. Your fingers drummed on the surface as you waited, your gaze trailed on the phone. You were waiting on a call tonight, specifically from your cousin, Leandra, who you didn't want to miss it accidentally. Your uncle, aunt, and Lee used to live many hours away. Your families only saw each other a few times a year for big occasions. A while back, though, they'd moved and were closer to you than ever before, and now hung out regularly. With school being out, you're positive she's going to want to come over a lot. The two of you were around the same age and got along well. She used to be really fond of Elizabeth too, but now that your sister had become allergic to interacting with her own family, it tended to be just you and Lee who spent time together. I had a lot of friends that were girls back then. Though it seems like we're really hanging out with a lot of guys right now. You often gravitated towards other girls and befriended them pretty easily. I didn't have many non-girlfriends. It seemed that was just the type of person you associated with most at school. Then the shrill ringtone announced an incoming call. You jumped before grabbing the receiver and pressed it to your ear. Sky residence, Rain speaking. Lee, finally.
Hi! Sorry about the wait, Rain. It took forever to get the phone away from my mom.
That's okay. There was static on the end as if Lee was shifting wherever she was.
So can you believe school's actually over? I thought it'd never be done. Now we don't have to do any of that boring stuff and get to hang out whenever we want. Speaking of hanging out...
Lee, can you wait a second? Let me just head to my room.
Oh yeah.
You got up from your seat at the counter. Luckily the phone was wireless, so you didn't have to worry about any cords tying you down. Your mom's had a rule about not moving the phone unless a call was in progress, which was why you'd been sat at the cradle waiting for Lee to call. Moms are so unfair. You know, we're a teen, so I really gotta, like, amp that up. You did not enjoy how strict they were with so many little things. But now that Lee had called, it was okay for you to go upstairs on to your bedroom and talk to her. You made your way up the stairs, smiling. After you had arrived and shut the bedroom door firmly behind you, you took a seat on your bed. All right, I'm here.
Cool. Hey, did you know the girl from down the street from me has her own phone now? A cell phone. She doesn't have to wait for someone else to stop using it or anything.
Ah, I remember the days. Wireless phone? Jeez, I didn't know this was sci-fi. I mean, can you imagine?
Wow, really?
The thought of someone having a phone that was all their own seemed unbelievable to you. Ugh, yeah, comment when you got your first cell phone. I didn't get mine until I was in high school. They left out that it's a landline. Right?
Right? I wish I had one too, but my parents said I couldn't get my own until I'm more grown up. I wish they'd change their mind. We could call each other every single day and no one would be able to stop us. How great would that be?
Really great. As a teen, I wanted a cell phone badly. We could even stay up late talking about whatever we want. Lee sighed thoughtfully into the receiver.
At least they said I could have it someday. I can't wait.
She sighed dramatically.
I bet I'm not going to get one until I'm all the way in college.
Squeezing the phone between your shoulders and ears, you puffed up your pillows and made yourself more comfortable. It was strange to think of a time when normal school would be over, and you'd have to choose whether or not to go to college. School was such a big part of your life right now. We seem to be more of like the fist type of person so far. I didn't have my first phone until I moved middle school. 13? Yeah, I think actually 13 was around the time I might have got my first phone. It was, I said high school, but like I'm thinking about it now. And I think like it was 13, but it was one of those disposable phones. It could only text and take calls. It wasn't anything fancy, but I guess I didn't need a fancy one when I was like 13. Teenage report card? Not good. Not good at all. I did not like school when I was that young and was not the most motivated person. I was going through some stuff at that time. So, studying didn't come easy and my grades showed that. I got better though as I went on. Like, high school was a lot different for me. So, yeah, at this point, ooh, no, not good. You knew it was important and wanted to do well. Frustratingly, even, your best didn't seem to quite ever be good enough. You didn't know how it could be harder. And yeah, unfortunately, I was like this when I was younger. I had no plans on getting excellent scores this time around. Again, it wasn't until like I was in high school that I really was just like, I'm gonna change things about myself. It just wasn't something all that important to you. Yeah. You tried to sound engaged, but your mind had decided to go back to school despite the season. Lee knew you too well to be fooled.
What's up? You sound so spacey. What's up? Just thinking about school.
Lee groaned.
Are you thinking about how we don't have to...
Wow. Okay, wow. It's showing that I didn't, like, do well in school because I can't read. Wow!
Are you thinking about how we don't have to think about it because it's summer? That's what I'm doing.
I'm looking forward to going back. I'm not! It's so awful I hate going. Would be around how I felt!
I get what you mean. Though, I guess school isn't all the way bad. You can do some good things there. You can just do more when school's out.
What did I feel? I did actually like learning new things. I just didn't do well in, the public school system. So,
I just wish everyone did okay with how they're taught the things, not just some people.
Me too.
Me too.
Oh, we can choose more. I didn't like gym class. I'll say that now. I didn't like gym class. I appreciated gym when I got older, and I started getting more into fitness when I was an adult. But, like, yeah, as a teen, you could not make me. Cafeteria lunches at my school could be better. Where's, like, music class and stuff? That was my favorite. Yeah, I'll go with this.
Lucky, mine's boring.
Cafeteria lunches were okay at my school. Yeah, and I liked hanging out with people, whenever I went to school. So, like, there was good things.
If I didn't go to school, I'd never meet anyone new. No one really comes here. Uh-huh.
And that's it.
And that's pretty much everything that's good about school. Okay, point taken. Now I decree the topic of school is officially closed.
Yeah, summer!
We have to talk about summer first before we start plotting the rest of our lives. I've got some plans already.
Like?
I'm gonna visit my cousins.
You chuckled, of course.
What's something you want to do? The first thing that comes to your head.
Okay, I get to choose hobbies. Alright, at that age, music was, like, everything I did, but, reading. I did do a lot of reading.
Let me know if you read anything cool, unless it's scary or sad.
Oh boy, Lee, that is, like, everything I read. Tragedy and horror are like the two things I read the most. I do read a lot of romance, I guess. So I guess that's on the table too, like what I'm doing now. Oh no, Cove will crush on Lee. I think we're safe there. Cove, like, doesn't socialize with other people unless through me, so I think we're safe. No, Cove has other friends, I think. But I don't think Lee's his type. Sure. You leaned back on your bed, settling in, as you continued chatting with your friend, even though it hadn't been that long since you saw her, and you'd be seeing her soon. You found plenty to talk about. For one, the events of the day, you sat up straighter. I was with Cove and Derek today, and we met a new kid. Like, at your neighborhood? Mm-hmm. His parents are visiting family, so it sounds like he'll be around for a little while. I don't know how long. What was he like? Creepy, mean, weird, or kind of interesting. Oh, so many good options to choose from here. Weird. He acted so upset about every small thing. I don't think I want to meet him. You want a boy to stay away before even meeting him? That's an unexpected twist. Your cousin was pretty popular with the boys who knew her. She seemed happy enough to have them around until they started to annoy her. Coke can crush on Lee? Sick. We can find a love triangle even more toxic. Again, I don't think he can crush on Lee. Lee will crush on Jeremy. Oh god. Can you imagine? Hey, who are you to talk? You get practically all your attention to boys, or maybe just one boy. Okay, Lee. I see how much you like Cove. Okay, Lee. I don't like him or anything. I don't give him all of my attention. Lee laughed at your denial, deeply amused. You shut your eyes tightly, feeling embarrassed about her reaction. She needs to play XOXO Crush for Jeremy. Yep, that's right. That is the, that's the dating sim that Jeremy is in. Thanks for finding the name for me. I was thinking of it earlier, but couldn't remember the name. There was a stomping noise approaching your room. Oh no, the beast approaches. Fear our sister coming forth. Heralding the arrival of your irritated older sister, she flung the door open, a frown etched on her face. How long are you going to hog the phone? Glancing at your watch, you realize that your quick call had gone on much longer than anticipated. Elizabeth held out her hand, the other one lodged at her hip. She noticed the realization on your face. Time's up. No, get out of my room. No, get out of my room. Quick, prepare the barbed wire and mines. Prepare the traps for sister approaches. No, get out of my room. I don't think so. You can't have everything in the world. Neither can you. We're just gonna argue with our sister. I hope you guys don't mind. For anyone new that's appearing, our sister is annoying to us, so we're acting annoyed. We're a teenager. I'm not the one asking for it. You had your turn. Now you want to get mine too because you were first? In your dreams, I'll get mom's. Fine. Lee, I have to go now. Tattletale, right? No one likes a snitch, Elizabeth.
Bye. Okay, see you soon. Tell Elizabeth and your moms I said hi too.
You barely pressed the end call button when Elizabeth whisked the handset from your fingers and began dialing someone new as she strode out of the room. Your ma's voice called from downstairs. Hey, has anyone seen the phone?
I'm using it!
Never back down. With that, she shut the door behind you. Silence was left in the wake. That was one way to end your first day of summer break. Sometime later, it had gotten dark outside, and you laid in bed wide awake. Your window rattled all of a sudden. Startling you badly, you flinched, staring over at it with furrowed brows. From your vantage point, you saw only the moon and an open sky. You were... confused. What had caused that noise? Frowning, you sat up and moved closer to the window. You might as well find the reason behind the disturbance. To your utter shock, your gaze was met by a pair of familiar ocean blue eyes. Cove? Cove is throwing rocks. I think you're correct. You squinted. Yep, Cove was right outside your window. Your house was very angular, and some parts stuck out further than others, so it theoretically wouldn't be hard to climb around on. Still, just because somebody could, didn't mean you expected it to ever happen. Is he just there? To his credit, Cove was doing fine. His feet were braced against a section of the wall that jutted out, his arms flexing with the effort to keep him upright. He's climbing our house. He's scaling our house! Sneak out. I think Cove is sneaking in! He easily lifted a hand and waved at you from the other side of the glass. You hurriedly opened the window. Cove climbed over the ledge, releasing a breath once he was safely inside. Hey, Rain. Amazing, my dreams have come true. What's up, Romeo is also good. But we are, Tsundere. Quick, dump the boiling oil! Oh no! I think that's a little beyond Tsundere. But the Tsundere response, I guess, here would be something like, you're lucky I didn't start screaming. Sorry for everything. I know that it's late, but I didn't know what else to do. If I rang the doorbell, I know your moms would have answered and they'd just make me go home. I didn't really want to explain why I was coming over anyway. I don't want to talk about it. Well, besides with you, I mean. But that's why I did that. And as unexpected as this was, you were touched. Cove felt like he could tell you what was wrong. I might have tried calling or something, except my dad was on the phone. Cove suddenly looked very cross. Dad, he was talking to my mom. Still is, probably. You raised your eyebrows. Cove had eavesdropped on his parents' phone conversation? He's dropping his bad. Like we're responsible or anything. I would have done that too. We're an irresponsible teen. Come on. Cove smirked at the agreement. Yeah, I don't do it a lot, but I heard them talking about me. Are you going to stay with your mom for a while again? Every year, Cove was sent off to live with his mom for a few weeks. When it happened varied. Sometimes he would go during winter break, but usually he went during summer. Even though it was hard news when you found out he was leaving, and you missed seeing him those weeks, you understood. To your surprise, however, he shook his head. That's what I thought too. But no, that's not what they were saying. My dad asked my mom not to have me leave this year. He said she could come stay with us here. Oh, I just skipped a sentence. You waited for him to continue. He didn't. The conversation abruptly dropped off. You couldn't help but stare at Cove. There was a complicated mix of expressions on his face. Did she say what she would do? She told him she'd come. I know she was coming soon, before school starts. Oh. You had heard Cove talk about his mom a lot over the years. He'd tell you about past memories, or what happened while he was visiting her. Still, it was one thing to hear about someone, and another to actually meet them. Very soon, you were going to see Cove's mom in person. Oh, they're getting back together? I don't think they're getting back together. You were taken aback by the news, so you could only imagine how Cove felt. You looked over at him. He was pacing across your room, his features pained with dread. Before, they'd barely stay in the same room long enough to have lunch. Now they're going to be all together again? The three of us after all this time? Just for a few weeks? I know I should probably be happy they can talk to each other now. I'm still not. I'm just confused and freaked out. And now I feel really bad for feeling this way. Rain, it's so... His fist tightened and his eyes became misty. I shouldn't keep getting like this. It's been long enough already, and I'm not a little kid. Though he wouldn't meet your eyes, you knew he was waiting for you to say something. Okay, this is a moment that we're gonna have to be dead, guys. I can't be mean in this moment. I don't have it in me. Oh no, I dropped my pen. Oh no. I'm using my tablet to type, to play, so I need my pen. Okay. I'm sorry, Cove. You know I'm here for you. The tense lines of Cove's shoulders eased. Thanks. That makes me feel a little better. Like I'm not freaking out for no reason. A momentary silence fell over the two of you. You marveled at how the day started. You had woken up eager for summer vacation, but now things seemed so crazy. The mini debacle with Mr. Holden's gift, the newest addition to the neighborhood being so rude, and as if all that wasn't enough, now Cove's mom would be living with Cove and his dad again. Your whole life was kind of like that. It seemed complicated and hard and different. Why couldn't things just get better with time? Rain? The sound of your name, said quietly, pulled you from your thoughts. Cove gazed at you, concerned.
Are you okay?
Who, me? I'm more worried about you. You don't have to forget about yourself for me. I want to listen to you too. God, he's so sweet. He's so sweet. Kiss the girl. I think moving a little fast for them. It's so cute. Honestly. Cove grinned reassuringly. It was small and delicate, but you knew it was genuine. Moonlight from outside cast shadows across his face and lit up his eyes. They seemed to sparkle with his smile. Just that one look brightened your mood somehow. You know, I think I don't want to talk any more about this. He looked away, his lips thinning into a line, and rubbed his arms. But I kinda don't want to go back home either. Could I stay a little longer and just doing something else? He appeared equal parts hopeful and vulnerable. How could you possibly turn him away? I want to sleep with Cove and cuddle him, right? He's so adorable. It's so disgustingly cute. I love it. Hey, you have to learn to kiss sometime. Hey, we'll work our way up to it. We're supposed to be, like, denying our feelings a bit in this one. It's that slow burn romance, you know? But I did say I was gonna be dead here, right? It's too cute, I can't resist. Of course, you can always stay here, Cove. You smiled shyly, your voice as tentative as his was, but you meant what you said. Cove perked up at your response, a smile appearing on his face. He immediately took a seat at your bed, not afraid to get comfortable in your room. You felt a little better at the sight somehow. You still had a lot of worries, but you were glad he was here. And not just tonight, you were glad he came into your life in the first place. That was a change you'd never want to undo. Dark moonlight, why not? I mean... Who would have thought Cove would mean so much to you? You certainly hadn't in the beginning. You had kept your distance, and so had he. Now you considered him to be one of the people you're closest with, and you were certain there was room to get even closer. You joined Cove on your bed, taking a seat across from him. He smiled at you again, but you could tell this time it was half-hearted. He was still easy to read. Though he didn't want to talk about his mom and dad, he must be thinking about what happened and what's about to happen. Nudge him with our foot because we're like in denial about a lot of our feelings still. Your moms will think the worst if they find out, so give them something to worry about. You're really pushing it, huh? You easily were able to reach out and nudge him with the arch of your foot. You had no idea how to make him feel better, but you were trying. Cove blinked confused before he swatted your foot away, but his expression softened into something more natural. Conversation was stilted and broken, often by silence at first, then both of you were able to get into your usual candor. As your secret hangout session stretched on, you thought that you truly wanted to keep having moments like this with him. You hoped a day would never come when life decided that the two of you would have to part ways, and you knew Cove felt the same. You opened your tired eyes, groaning as they adjusted to the bright light that was streaming through your window and warming your peachy skin. With a loud yawn, you rolled over from the sunlight and blinked a couple of times, clearing the sleep from your eyes before realizing with a start that it was actually morning. You couldn't remember even falling asleep. Cove had crept through your window during the night, and the two of you spent time together trying not to wake your parents. You must have fallen asleep while you were hanging out, but couldn't put a finger on exactly when. You wonder how late Cove had stayed before heading home. You rubbed your face and yawned again, contemplating whether you should get out of bed and get ready for the day or stay snuggled up for just a little while longer. Until your gaze landed on an instantly recognizable mop of pale green hair, and you bolted upright and gasped in surprise. He stayed over! Oh no! Really, what will our moms think now? He never left. He was still there in the morning. Oh, where's the scream option? We need like that classic anime scene where you like scream and start throwing pillows. Jump out of bed. Your feet hit the floor faster than the speed of light, though Cove remained asleep. He had fallen asleep while sitting on the ground and precariously leaning his head on the side of your mattress. It was lucky your leap hadn't caused him to fall over. But he certainly couldn't stay like that. You knew you had to wake him up before your parents or Elizabeth waltzed into your room. With that in mind, you also had to get him out of there quietly. Oh, throw a pillow at him! Throw a pillow at him! Grabbing one of the soft, fluffy pillows on your bed, you tossed it at Cove, and he woke with the start. You scrambled out of the way as he abruptly jumped to his feet before almost losing his balance and falling back down. He recovered just as quickly and faced you indignantly.
Oh, what was that for? Shh! Oh, what?
The situation dawned on him, too, before he even finished the word. Cove blinked at you a couple of times, his eyes growing in panic as some thought that only he could hear settled in his mind.
Oh my god, I fell asleep!
His voice broke. Did you hear that? How mess would it be if he tried to leave in the middle of the night but was tired and he fell instead? Unlockable tragedy route. Oh no! No! You weren't exactly sure what to do as you watched Cove pace your room, looking around frantically. Cove's hand flew to his face, letting out a sigh of relief when he found his glasses right where they were supposed to be. Oh, I think I skipped a line. Cove, maybe I didn't skip a line. Okay, I'm just imagining things. Pink arm cast again. Oh no, Cove. Unlock an arm cast in every single, stage of life. Despite that, he hadn't calmed down completely. The atmosphere was still frazzled. Let's see. Settle down before moms hear you. Cove nodded, his shoulders tensed as he fixed you with a firm stare with his turquoise eyes. Letting out a heavy sigh, he ran a hand through his hair in exasperation. He couldn't look at you again as he spoke.
I'll see you later.
You were confused by You were confused by how all of this had played out, but hoped that was true. Bye. At that, he glanced at you once more. The expression was placid. In all the panic, he had stopped ever so briefly by a moment of clarity. Thanks again. You're a good friend, Rain. A really good friend. Like, really, really good. Like really good. Okay, not my favorite bit, but... He firmly whispered the words, so there was no room to doubt he meant it. But he turned away from you before he had the chance to respond, or even fully react. In a matter of seconds, he had climbed over your bed and opened the window. A cool breeze rolled off the ocean, fluttering through Cove's hair, and filled your room with the salty scent. We need to be a worse friend for him. I couldn't do it. I know we're supposed to be Tsundere, but I couldn't do it. It was such a sweet moment. I'm a sucker for these kind of things. Cove fearlessly stepped out onto the ledge. He better be careful though, or he's gonna get another cast. Hurry up! Come on! I'm sorry, you have to leave now. You weren't sure if he heard you or not, but he kept going along, one foot in front of the other with increasing speed until his form disappeared out of sight. You stuck your head out the window as far as you could see to try keeping watch. He walked the full length of the ledge before jumping down to the top of the garage, then lowering himself onto the fence. From there, he finally dropped down to the ground. You grinned at the sight of his successful climb. He ran off towards his house without stopping, disappearing behind the side of another building. You had to admit that you were pretty impressed at how doable he made that look. Cove always seemed to have a way of seeming so smooth without even meaning to. With a little sigh, you reclosed your window, deciding there was nothing more you could do. You hopped off your bed and got ready to head downstairs for the day. Your mom saw him from the kitchen window. I hope not! I wouldn't know how to explain that! I didn't make my bed. I put on slippers, probably. You knew it was summer, but your slippers were comfy and cozy and made you feel better whenever you wore them. It's true. I love wearing slippers in the morning. You took the stairs, slowly attempting to mask your face into a look of innocence. You were sure that someone would have come into your room if they had heard anything strange, but you couldn't be too careful. You had to play it cool. When you stepped into the living room, Elizabeth was there, tapping her finger on the counter. Good morning, Elizabeth. She looked at you immediately, her eyes squinting at the greeting. Why are you being so weird? You hadn't even done anything. Your big sister never missed a beat, unfortunately. You stopped in your tracks, heart pounding in your chest, as you wondered if she could see the sweat that was building around your temples. Rain? Wouldn't you like to know? I would. That's actually why I asked. You can't be innocent if you're actually getting up. You're right. You're right. I'm up in the morning. That's what's so suspicious about this whole thing. It feels like you just had a boy in your... Oh no, they're on to me. You shrugged noncommittedly, determined to not tell her a thing. Further suspicious squinting occurred as she waited for something. But ultimately she rolled her eyes, and you weren't sure if you were in trouble or not. She didn't seem to care enough to dig any further. Whatever. And then she walked straight out the front door, letting it slam shut behind her, and you let out a brief sigh. Elizabeth went out most days to hang out with her friends from school around town. Today, you were extra glad for it, though you were also grateful she hadn't left the house any sooner and risked running into Cove. I think we got away with it, guys. I think we got away with it. It looked like you were getting away with that. Breakfast was eaten in peace and alone. Your moms were both out by the time you had gotten up. They had left you a serving of food for breakfast from the breakfast they made. I'm once again not being able to speak. Sorry. Hash browns, an omelet, fruit salad, and there were a few sausage links. Oh my gosh, my mom's made me. They just make me this every morning. Took a bit of everything. It was tasty. You appreciated that there was variety in your meals your mom made. The day lazily drifted by at home, and eventually your parents returned. You pulled open the fridge again, lingering in the frosty air for a moment or two before grabbing a bottle of ice-cold water and taking a long drink. It was a perfect, balmy summer afternoon, and you had decided to head outdoors and find something to do. Nope, Gove's dad noticed him missing. We'll see. We'll see. You know, we might have gotten away with it. Hopefully. I don't think Cove or I would be able to explain it, so... I think Cove is worse than me. You hadn't decided what that something was just yet, but you were sure something would pop up to occupy your time. As you were heading out the front door, you paused for a moment. You hadn't seen Cove since he had left that morning, and you couldn't help but think about what happened to him. Would it be bad to go over to his house right now, or call to check in? You stepped out of your house, still stuck in the internal debate with yourself, when a voice caught your attention. Hi, Rain. Confused, you looked over to an unrecognizable woman, to where an unrecognizable woman was waving at you, a friendly smile plastered on her face. You racked your memory for where you might have seen her before, but nothing came to mind. Not your school, or from the country club your moms took you to, you had absolutely no idea who this woman was. The woman crossed the road towards you, and you were a little unsure whether you should stay put or go back into your house and lock the door. Stranger danger still from our last, from the child route. Stranger danger, never talk. Okay, it's so obviously Cove's mom. Too bad Bear's not here in the chat. I feel like she would really like to see this. Oops, I'm sorry. Was that presumptuous? I've heard about you, but you have no idea who I am, do you? You shook your head and she removed her sunglasses to reveal sparkly ocean blue eyes. All of a sudden, she seemed a little more familiar. My son lives here, and my ex too. With a bent smile, she lifted a hand to point at the condo across the street from your own house. She was Cove's mom. You didn't know why you hadn't realized sooner, now that you've gotten a good look at her. She was super pretty. She is super pretty. This beautiful lady was Cove's mother? Wow. It was kind of crazy how both his parents were that good looking. No matter your thoughts on her, you still felt taken aback that she had appeared here so suddenly. Cove mentioned she was coming, but you hadn't gotten the impression it would be the very next day. She extended a hand again, this time for you to take, and you studied the manicured fingers in front of your face, the assortment of bracelets that dangled from her wrist. I'm Kyra Priest. You can call me Kyra. Sorry, once again, I don't pronunciate names very well. We shake her hand. Okay, wording her could earn you points with Cove. It would be both soon and... You reached out and took her hand, and she shook yours firmly, grinning wide. You already know my name? That I do. Cove's mentioned you to me before. It's nice to officially meet you, Rain. Cove talked to you about his mom. He hadn't mentioned how he said things about you to her. Watch out, she knows something. Oh no. Like how her son just snuck out from my room? Like that kind of thing? What has Cove said about me? Oh, I can't tell you that. I've already said too much. She laughed good-naturedly. You couldn't be happy about that answer, though. The sound of a door opened, and opening and closing caught both your attentions. Once again, can't speak. Sorry about that. Punish him for this. Oh man, chat chooses violence once again. The sound of a door opening and closing caught your attentions, and when you turned towards the sound, it was to find Cove exiting the house, his eyes skimming the ground. Considering just how tall he had grown, you kind of figured his mom also would have been tall, but she was much more on the short side for an adult anyway. Cove's height must have come from his father. There you are! I thought you were going to keep me standing out here all day! You tried to catch Cove's eyes as he walked towards you, but his gaze was firmly fixed on the sidewalk. When he finally crossed the road and looked up, he gave you a pitiful look. After the way he acted last night, you knew he must be feeling pretty mixed up about all of this. Kyra, sorry, mommy, sorry, right? That's about how I feel. It's not violence, it's the peak of romance. Oh, man. You tried to wordlessly express that you understood. Cove and I are heading into town to grab something to eat, while the snore is at work. Kyra beamed at Cove and ruffled his hair, which only seemed to upset him more. You assumed the snore she was talking about was Mr. Holden. Hey, you should come with us, Rain. I'd love to get to know you better. Yeah, you should come. Not hiding your crush at all, Cove. There was a pleading in his tone you couldn't miss. Also might not want to just hang out with his mom, I guess. He is a teen like we are. Of course we'll run it by your parents first. Responsibility and all that. It'll give us an excuse to meet them, which I need to do at some point. It's important to be neighborly if I'm going to be roosting on this street for the time being. Anywhoosies, let's go. Kyra walked ahead towards your house, and you hung back with Cove, who crinkled his nose as he watched her. Sorry. I'm sorry about her, but I really do want you to come. I don't want it to be just the two of us. Not right now. You leaned in closer and whispered while checking around for anyone who might hear. What happened? Did your dad know you were gone? Cove shook his head and sighed heavily. Dad was so focused on Mom showing up, he didn't even notice. We're in the clear! We got away with it! I thought when I heard them on the phone last night that it was something they were planning for the future. This morning, Dad said it was supposed to be a surprise, and I guess I was surprised. She's gonna be here all summer. Oh. You were surprised to hear that, too. Cove sighed again, even heavier. I'll go with you, if you really want me to. He smiled, his shoulders relaxed a little in relief. Thanks, that'd be cool. The two of you headed over to where Cove's mom had just knocked on your front door and stood behind her. Mom answered the door after a minute, her eyebrows lifting in surprise at the group she found in front of her. You realized that, like you, she would have no idea that it was Cove's mom who was hanging with you. However, after blinking at the woman a couple of times and looking between her and Cove, the realization seemed to strike on her. Hello there, I'm Pamela. I see you've met my kid Rain, and I'm guessing you've already known Cove for a while. Kyra laughed, and you and Cove exchanged looks at your parents' weird sense of humor. I'm Kyra Priest, Cove's mom. It's nice to meet you. A head of purple-brown hair caught your eye as Mom popped up behind Mom, squeezing herself in beside her. We have company. I was wondering what all the commotion was. She grinned excitedly at Kyra. The two of them introduced themselves and shook hands. Hello. Hi, Rain, Cove. Cove smiled at Ma shyly, and she gestured a hand towards the living room. There's no use hanging around on the doorway. Why don't you come in? I'd love to, but I promised to take my son out to eat, and I wouldn't want to hold you up with a surprise visit. I understand. You're welcome to stop by anytime.
Of course.
I'll take you up on the offer when I can. Count on it. Would you mind too much if Rain went with Cove and I? My treat. We won't be driving, just a walk down the road. Sure, that sounds nice.
Have fun.
I hope you all have fun. You gave your moms a look and they smiled at you fondly. I was annoyed they just agreed like that because I'm annoyed at everything. I'm a teenager, you know. You had already assured Cove that you would go along, but it would have been nice for your moms to ask you too, even if you had shown up with them. You might not have wanted to go. Marvelous. Expect us back in an hour or two. We look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Your parents waved goodbye to the three of you as you backed up onto the street. There was the sound of the front door closing behind you. I'm pretty positive I saw some restaurants when I was in a taxi not too far from here. Yeah, there's a lot of them around. The answer was straightforward, and the tone was curt. Cove was usually more lighthearted than that. Kyra put her hands on her hips and smiled at her son. Well, you sound like the area expert. Do you have any recommendations for a place nearby? Not really. Kyra pouted at him a little and turned to you instead. How about you, Rain? Want to point me in the right direction? Not really. No, we decided affectionate towards Cove's mom. So, sure, I have a couple of favorites. You've been to a lot of places in town, and there were a couple that stood out from all the rest. There's a nice Chinese restaurant that me and my family go to at times. It's my mom's favorite. There's also a tropical-themed place that tries to be sort of fancy. Both sound like a treat. I'll leave it to you to pick for us, since Cove is going through a phase over there. Sushi. We got Chinese or tropical, not sushi. He huffed at her and turned his face away. Okay. We can insist that Cove contribute to this decision. We can be like, no, Cove, participate. Steak. Okay, you guys are not helping me here. Well, like, if steak and sushi are the answers, I'll just include Mongolian beef and whatever fish is in the Chinese restaurant. So, there you go. Tropical. Okay, you're just immediately countering my decision, huh? But fine. At least there was a decision that was made.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rain. Will you show us the way? I love that little smirk, that little half smirk on her face. You nodded, taking the lead of your little group as Cove and his mom followed behind you. I also like Cove's face. Like, what face is he even making? He looks like he's in pain. Together, the three of you left the neighborhood behind. That's the face that you're getting along better with his mom than him. Or that we're paying more attention to his mom than him. The walk was about 15 minutes, and along the way, Kyra asked a lot of questions about the area. Cove was quiet most of the time, so you ended up answering her instead. Kyra explained that she lived in a large city, and she loved how peaceful and relaxing everything seemed in Sunset Bird. The restaurant was busy as usual, but luckily you were shown right to a small table. Kyra lowered herself into the chair while Cove picked the one diagonal to her, not facing her or to her side. It was awkward. I see he didn't drop some habits from his childhood. Ahem. Let's see. To start, what would you like to drink? I'll get an orange soda.
Noted.
Noted. Rain?
Coffee. Always coffee. I've always been in love with coffee. Kyra gave you a raised eyebrow, but then smiled. Iced or hot? There's sugar on the table if you want to add that, but do you want cream with it? Let's see. Hot, no cream. I'm one of those weirdos that in fact drinks coffee black a lot of times. I do like I do like the fancy coffee too. I'll add cream sometimes, but I usually just drink coffee black. That might have already labeled me as a weirdo, but I like coffee black. Make friends now with her because she won't be so nice when she finds out you guys slept together. We didn't sleep together, technically speaking. It sounds worse when you put it that way. We slept beside each other. Nothing happened. It was innocent.
Sure.
Kyra placed the order for your drinks, getting a black hot coffee for herself, and it didn't take long before they were brought to the table and set in front of you. You took a long sip of your drink as you looked around the restaurant. We have the same drink, I just noticed. Your small group checked over the menus, deciding what to order. The last time you came here, the dish you ordered was amazing. You wanted to order something different this time. Kyra and Cove didn't need any encouragement for this. They were totally focused on the information in front of them. Your Honor, my client did not kiss that boy. I didn't. I'm innocent. Soon the meals too were ordered and the menus taken away. You glanced at the table's surface, waiting to figure out what to say. Cove sunk back further into his seat and avoided eye contact. He started to twiddle his thumbs while acting like all of this was perfectly normal. His sour feelings today were unignorable. Instead of asking more open questions he'd brush off, Kyra had mercy on her son and instead put her focus towards you. Oh no.
So, Rain, what's a few things that you're into? There's gotta be something you do for fun, especially now that you're not buried in school assignments.
Music. I was super into music as a teen. I will say I played the violin. Though it's been so long. Emotionally torturing your son, right?
It is a beautiful instrument.
I actually played the viola, but I just didn't feel like typing in my own instrument there. But yes, I played the viola, not the violin. And I listened to it a lot.
I have an MP3 player at home that my mom...
Why am I talking like that? That's not the voice I use for Rain. Right. I have an MP3 player at home that my mom helped me put some music on, and I've seen some concerts.
Awesome.
And I like to read manga. Definitely manga.
I haven't heard of that style, but I'm sure it's very good.
That look. Fiction novels.
Me too. Nothing beats curling up with a good book.
Not really any mystery stuff. Comic books.
Oh, just like Cove's daddy back in the day.
And I like to watch. I was hoping anime would be on the list. She smells weeb. That's right, that's the face. Movies. Kyra nodded her head and guessed she must have liked that too. And plays.
That's very interesting.
And people.
Oh, people watching is quite the unique hobby.
And, games are fun. Video games. What I'm doing now.
I don't know much about them.
Maybe you can show me sometimes. Oh, yes! Collab stream with Kyra. Let's play together. I got you. And card games.
I like card games too. Maybe we can play together sometime.
Yes, definitely. All right. I like to hang out with people. I'm just gonna press like all of these options. She asked, so now I'm just going to like, you know, give her all of this. It's not like her son is talking. I have a pair of binoculars for watching your son when we're apart. Oh no! I want Kyra to go shopping with me and have fruit smoothies. Yeah, right? Oh no. I'm dropping everything today. I hit my desk and everything just fell over. I'm gonna ignore that for now. I'll pick that up when the stream is done. Hey, it's nice to have some friends and family to spend time with. I like to go to the beach, though I don't live anywhere near the beach, but I really like the beach. And I like to look at seashells. I keep the best ones I find. Why do I keep using that voice? What am I doing? I think I'm just getting tired. The stream has gone on for 2 hours now. It's a long intro. You're dropping stuff. You're dropping chances with women. Hold on here. I keep the best ones I find. I keep the best ones I find for my collection. I'm sure it's an incredible collection. I like to walk along the shore too. That's a nice way to relax. I hope to be able to spend some time on the shore when I'm here myself. I mean, technically I live in the ocean, so I guess I could have said I like to swim, but I am a fish. That's my motif, right? I wasn't big into sports then, so I won't put that. I like fighting people. Does that count? I've fought I fought that green-haired kid earlier. I liked art back then. I really liked to just draw. I didn't do anything like fancy or anything. I just sketched a whole bunch. I had filled out a lot of sketchbooks. I keep using that voice for my character, and it's not the one that I... What am I doing? I am getting tired. That's it. And I write things. Writing is my main thing. I should have actually chose that first. Writing is my main thing. A fellow writer! Oh, she's a writer? We can't bond over things. A fellow writer! Writing is a great form of expression, don't you think? Kyra sighed wistfully, her eyes going soft. I'm really into Cove! I just saw that. We're Tsundere, so we can't be so direct. But, oh, that's funny. I'm kind of tempted to choose it, though. I am kind of tempted. I'm gonna go for it. I want to see what he does. Kyra let out a sudden laugh and Cove gasped beside you. It was a dramatic enough inhale that he almost choked on his soda. What a dork. You felt your cheeks going red. You had meant it in a normal way, but it had sounded weird saying it out loud. Rain, Cove whispered at you disapprovingly, obscuring part of your face with a hand, but Kyra only waved him off and encouraged you to go on. All I meant was that I like hanging out with Cove. That's it. Well, we have something in common. Okay, that's it. I'll stop my info dump. You know everything about me now, Kyra. Thanks. I'm happy to learn more about you. There's so much I hadn't heard. Cove leaves the details out. He was trying not to pay attention, but you could tell he was uncomfortable. Hoping it would clear some of the tension in the air, you decided to ask Kyra a few questions of your own. Cove hadn't told you much about her, and you were curious to know more about this woman who was such a big part of his life. What exactly do you do for work? I'm a traveling writer for magazines and things. I keep people in the loop on what's worth seeing. It's good work. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting job, actually. Oh, my cat just entered the room. Sorry if he makes a bunch of noise for you guys. I'll stop him if he... No. Okay, I thought he was about to jump up here. I have to kick him out if he jumps up on the table, because he'll start knocking things over. You know, worse than I've already done. Wow. No, Oliver. Okay, I gotta kick the cat out. Alright. I'll be right back. Cat stream now. No. Oh god, he's on the table. Okay, I'll be right back. Sorry, one sec. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, Oliver, my cute little kitty, loves to jump up on all of my things and just knock them all over. He's a sweet boy and a little over-attached. And so, unfortunately, he can't join me on my streams because he knocked my mic over the first time he did. Anyway, let's get back into it. All right. What do you like to do? Spend time with my little boy, of course, and traveling. A real shock, huh? The why did you and Mr. Holden get divorced? That's bold. Where do you normally live? Nevada. Have you ever been there? I have, actually. You shook your head. Oh, I guess no, we haven't. I'm not playing as myself. I'm playing as Rain Sky, the protagonist of this game. It's a beautiful place. Check it out if you can. I feel like the rest of these questions are a little bold, and I'm trying to hit it off pretty well. So, I'm gonna stop asking right now. It didn't seem to bother her that the conversation had dropped off. Cove sipped his soda angrily, slurping up the remaining drink with furrowed brows. He looked ready to run straight out of the restaurant. You weren't sure if coming along had ended up making the lunch better or worse. You flicked his straw wrapper at him. The wrapper hit Cove on the nose. You had to bite down on your lip to keep from laughing. It took a couple of moments, but finally he cracked a smile, and that made you feel a little lighter inside.
Very cute.
You two seem so cute together. Cove covered his face with his hands and leaned back in his seat.
Seriously?
Mom, why would you say that?
We blushed because we're tsundere and can't be honest with our feelings. Were the two of you really cute together? Your meals were delivered shortly after that, and everything was so delicious. Even Cove enjoyed his food. I think we came off more dede. I should have gone with the first answer.
Okay.
I'm not sure if there's a way to be fully tsundere in this game, actually. It's too cute. Alright, now that we're all full and content, can you explain, please, why you've had a bug up your butt all day? Cove's face scrunched at that. Seriously, baby, what did Mom do to make you this mad? I haven't even been around a full day yet. He gripped the edge of the table, refusing to make eye contact. The words he spoke were barely audible over the din in the restaurant. You could have told me. She leaned forward to not miss anything else, eyebrows raised. Told you what? He finally seemed to find his voice and spoke the thoughts that had been on his mind. That I wasn't going to visit you this year, that you were going to be coming instead. Didn't you invite me? You wanted me here with you. Cove's eyes began to shake and his frustration ebbed. Oh, whoops. Skipped over that. I do want you to be around, but I didn't know it would be like this. It's not the same and nobody said anything. I see. Her expression grew tense. She threaded her fingers together and placed her hands in front of her on the table. We've both been gifted another Clifford surprise. Referring to that as a Clifford surprise almost caused both you and Cove to crack a smile. You also had no idea his name wasn't just Cliff. Over 5 years, nobody had ever called him Clifford until now. What a name. Clifford. It reminds me of the show, you know? The big red dog. She smoothed her hair out, not letting go of her stern look. The more things change, the more things stay the same. They let out identical sighs, but smiled weakly to one another afterwards.
I'm sorry.
I can go home, Cove. We can still set up a normal trip to my place before the summer ends. Cove's lips tightly closed together. He seriously pondered the option.
Just send her home. I think I do want you to stay. I miss it when you're not here. My heart! She reached across the gap, grabbing his face and planting a kiss on his cheek. Cove tried to wiggle away. Mom, stop! I'm sorry. Sweet young men need to be smooched by their parents. If I don't, they'll take away my mom license. That's cute. That's adorable. Take a photo for blackmail. Right? I need to have that ready. I don't have a cell phone. Oh, we don't have cell phones. No, we're just teenagers. Oh, man. Do I carry one of those disposable cameras with me? Quick question. Kyra was completely enthused by Cove's admission. Though a tone of seriousness did return to her voice when the conversation continued. Do you want to talk to your dad too? No. Cove had snapped the word instantly, but reeled his annoyance back in just as quickly. Maybe later, not today.
It's alright.
I understand. We can shelve it.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you for talking to me, little mister.
She grinned affectionately at him before turning your way.
And thank you, Rain.
Huh? What did I do?
It's easy to act like a baby with your mom. It's harder to keep it up with your neighbor watching everything. Especially when you really care about what your neighbor thinks of you.
She winked.
Mom!
She just ruffled his hair and laughed, then moved her hand down to tap the end of his nose. And that was how the issue was resolved, at least between Cove and his mom. When the three of you left the restaurant and Kyra had paid the bill, you walked back to your neighborhood slowly. You had eaten so much by that time you were beginning to feel sleepy, and it didn't help that lunch had happened late and the sun was already beginning to descend from the sky. But eventually you reached your street. Someone was there to greet your group upon arrival. Welcome back, family! And Rain, too.
Cliff?
Dad. The two walked past him into the condo without sparing another word. Despite the summer heat, their shoulders were cold. Oh no. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. He rubbed the back of his neck with a crooked smile, but his eyes were soft as he looked on after them. He's so much like his mom, don't you think? You gave a vague nod, but not sure what he was expecting you to do. He nodded back, far more energetically. Okay, have a nice night, Rain.
You too, Mr. Holden.
With that, Cove's dad disappeared to join the others inside. It was your turn to go home now. His dad is still hot. Yep, still hot. Summer hadn't started off at all how you imagined it would have, though it turned out to set the tone well. Having Kyra in the neighborhood was a new experience for not only you and Cove, but also both your families, and a dull moment was rarely had. Okay, we finally made it to the actual gameplay part of this. I say gameplay, it's all visual novel, but we can actually, choose stories now. However, I did say at the beginning of the stream that it was going to be a shorter stream for me because I have family coming over and I have to get ready for that. So I am going to end things here. Only took 3 streams. Well, the first 2 were over the childhood section, and now we're at the teenage section. But yeah, that intro was a long one. Just to go over, if you guys didn't hear the announcements that I made at the beginning of the stream, if you care, the rest of this is only going to be announcements, so there's no more gameplay at this point, so you can either tune off or listen to my announcements before I leave. But we are going to be finishing this game. I promise you on that. However, I do have a few things that I want to do over these next few days. Trying to figure out how I want to word this, don't worry. But I am planning on doing a roadmap stream pretty soon. It's going to be pretty different from my other streams. Mostly in the fact that it's not going to be gameplay or anything. It is just going to be me talking, and I'm just going to go over some of the things I have planned for this channel. I'm also going to be completely overhauling how I do these streams from now on, so things are gonna start looking a little different around here. That's only going to be visual kind of changes, and I don't know fully when I'm going to implement that. It'll either be the next stream or next week. I'm going to be implementing some different things in these streams. Yeah, also, if you guys missed it, I will be playing Mad Father fairly soon. I got the thumbnail ready for it. I was going to play it today. Hey, I'm not changing into a sea anemone. Stop it, I'm an anglerfish. I don't do change well. Well, I'm changing things. I just, visually, I want these streams to look a little different. A little cleaner, a little better. I would like chat to appear on the stream. You know, better overlay and all that, so... I decided I just wanted to make some changes here. Nothing too drastic, we're still gonna be doing our gameplay streams. I do want to get into more horror games since that is like one of my more favored type of games. I love these visual novels and I love romance games, so I'm not opposed to keep playing them. I will keep playing them. But I do want to implement like different variety in the games that I'm doing too. Oh, you're changing things so that all my best zingers can appear better. That's right, they'll appear on screen now. I noticed when one of my friends played the video on her TV screen, and I noticed that like some of the enjoyment just, you know, didn't appear. So I wanted you guys to be able to enjoy this when watching back the streams too. Anyways, I would also like to hear more fan input on some things that you'd like to see from me from now on. So you can either DM me, send like suggestions and things, or during my roadmap stream, if you want to pop in and like just say things you want to see from me, I will keep it in mind. With that being said, that is basically all. Let's see some leg. Legs have to be drawn first. What games do you like to play? I like to play horror games more than anything else. I do play a lot of RPGs too, like Fire Emblem. I really wanted to play Dragon Quest this time around to honor Akira Toriyama, but I didn't get the chance. It was hard to get my hands on, and yeah, it just couldn't happen this time around. I'll see if I can get that set up, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I do like to play dating sims, and obviously I'm playing one now. But yeah, that's it. I think I want to get into more kind of MMO type games. Like, I see a lot of people playing Apex, and I thought about playing them, but I'm also kind of nervous about playing them. I've never played them before. I don't know if I'll like them or not, so we'll just see. Josh could be asking me, it's not all about you. Hey! It is about me! This is my channel! Alright, that's basically it. I will tell you guys when I'm going to do the roadmap stream, so you guys will know what to look for. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to me go off, watching me play games. It has been so much fun, and I look forward to the rest of them with you guys as well. So until then, love you guys lots, and bye-bye!